Hi, my name is Laura and I've been asked to speak to you about my Bellefit experience. I had my first baby in May of 2013, and since this was my first pregnancy, I wasn't really sure what to expect. At my first OB appointment, my doctor told me, well, you're pretty small, so you're probably not going to gain more than 35 pounds. Well, 35 pounds came and went, and it got to the point where literally strangers felt the need to tell me how huge my belly was. It just was huge. And so I had heard about a celebrity that had used a corset after pregnancy, and I'd never heard of anything like that. So I looked online and I came across Bellefit, and as I was looking at it, I thought, well, I'm probably not going to buy one of these. It seemed a little pricey, and I thought, you know, I don't want to spend that kind of money just for the sake of vanity because I want my body back. But the more I looked at it and read really the medical benefits and the reviews, the more I thought that maybe this was an investment that I needed to make, because I already had so much hip pain, so much back pain. I slept on the couch my last 2 months of pregnancy because I just was so uncomfortable. And so I talked to my doctor about it, and she said, oh yeah, well, the hospital gives you a postpartum compression garment too. So she was on board with it, and I thought, you know, this is something that I can do for myself. It's not just about getting back in my clothes. It's really about, you know, having that support that I knew I was going to need, because my belly was so big that I knew after pregnancy I'm going to need a little bit of support. And so I ended up having to have a C-section, and I started wearing my Bellefit about 5 or 6 days after I got home, and the support was amazing. It was so much more than I even expected, because, you know, when you're moving your baby around and you're trying to pick him up or pick up the car seat, you know, all those things put a lot of stress on your midsection, which has been so stretched out, that the Bellefit really gave me that support, not only in my back, but also in my stomach. Just made me feel like I had some kind of stability in my core. And so I would say to anybody, if you're thinking about it, definitely make the investment. You know, as moms, we do a lot for everybody else, but this is something that you can do for yourself, and it really is worth it. It's going to make you feel so much better. And actually, a couple months ago, I found out that I had a 3.5 finger separation diastasis right around my belly button area, which made sense considering how large I had gotten. But that makes me even more happy that I decided to get the Bellefit, because I would be in big trouble, I think, had I not had that support. I really would have probably injured myself a lot more. So I'm glad that I had it. I started out with a size medium. I wore that for about 8 or 9 weeks. Then I got the small, and then I ended up also ordering the extra small. So I would say get the bundle, because it would help save you a little bit of money. I wish that I would have done that. I just didn't know, how fast I would be able to go down in sizes. So if you're thinking about it, you're not sure, definitely go ahead and get yourself the Bellefit. Get the bundle. I started out at 125 pounds when I was pregnant. The after picture that you're seeing was about 3 months after I had my baby. I think I was about 134 at that point. So it really set me on a good path to get back to my original size. I didn't think that I would ever get out of yoga pants again, but the Bellefit really did help me get that stability, get the fluid out, get the swelling down, and just, get that kind of support back that I really had been missing. So again, do it. Buy yourself one. You will not regret it.